Yo, what's going on everyone? In today's video, I will be showing you the top 5 fastest non-HSW cars in GTA 5 Online in 2025. I do also want to mention that none of the cars on this list will be using speed glitches, car racing tricks, or boosts. It is strictly going off the top speed normally. So with that being said, getting into spot number 5, we have the Coquette D10 Pursuit, which is actually one of the police vehicles in the game, meaning if you wanted to, you could use it to make some pretty decent money doing the dispatch work missions. But to purchase this car, it's going to cost you a whopping $5.6 million on the Warstock Cash and Carry website, but you could also purchase it for $4.1 million if you unlock the trade price. But either way, it is really expensive. I'm pretty sure it is the most expensive vehicle on this entire list. Even though it's expensive, the reason for it is because you are getting the number 5 fastest car in the entire game with a top speed of over 133.7 miles per hour, which is very fast. Aside from its very fast top speed, this car also has very good performance with its amazing handling because it almost feels impossible to slip out while driving. Which I personally really love that about this car because the performance is the best part. You could literally go super fast around really tight corners and not worry about slipping out. Aside from all of those good things about the car though, it is also just a really good looking car, honestly probably in the top 3 best looking pursuit vehicles in the game in my opinion. Alright, but now getting into spot number 4, we have the Grotti Atali RSX, which is found over on the Legendary Motorsport website for around $3.4 million unless you unlock the trade price for $2.5 million. Definitely not as expensive as a pursuit vehicle, but also not super cheap. In my opinion though, I would definitely recommend owning this car in your collection. Because just off the looks, I'd buy this vehicle since it is literally based off the Ferrari SF90, which is an amazing looking supercar, but also with a super high top speed of, get this, over 134.5 miles per hour. Which I know, that is a very high top speed, and in my opinion, I love using this car during stunt races because for some reason, it is amazing doing loops and turns and all types of crazy tricks during those stunt races. Because yes, you guessed it, this car has some amazing performance with its amazing handling and also a pretty fast acceleration. Okay, so now in spot number 3, we have the Ocelot Pariah, which used to be one of the most popular fast cars in the game back in like 2018, so it's definitely one of the most OG cars on this list. Which is pretty crazy because even though this car released back in 2018, it is now 2025 and it's still on the top 5 fastest car list with its top speed of, get this, over 136 miles per hour. Which that is a pretty high top speed, especially for a car that released back then, so you could imagine it was probably the fastest car for a couple years up until the HSW cars came out. And purchasing this car is actually not that expensive surprisingly, it's only $1.4 million, which especially compared to the recent cars being released in GTA 5 Online is a great deal for the 3rd fastest car in the game. But here is the only downside. Of course, there is always downside with these cars in the game because the handling, unlike the past few cars we went over, is actually not that great on the Ocelot Pariah. I mean, it's not like the worst, but if you were going super fast on a sharp turn or even just a pretty not so sharp turn, you'll most likely slip out because the handling is not that good on this car. Other than that though, this car is an all-around great sounding, great looking, and also a very fast car, so it's definitely one I would recommend owning, but I'm pretty sure most of you OGs watching already do own this car. So getting into our spot number 2, we have the BF Weevil Custom, which when you actually look at this car, you definitely wouldn't think it's fast at all, but let me tell you, it is definitely super fast with a high top speed of 137.5 miles per hour. And to purchase this car for yourself, it's going to cost you around $1.6 million in total because of the Benny's upgrade needed on it, but still that is not too expensive, especially to have the 2nd fastest car in the entire game. But before you buy this car, let me warn you right now, there is really nothing else too special except the high top speed of this car once you reach it, and that is once you reach it because the performance on this vehicle is not that great whatsoever. Well, let's see, where should we start? I guess let's start with the acceleration, because when it comes to any fast car in the game, most of them take off pretty fast, except this one. This one literally takes a while to reach its high top speed of, like I said, 137 miles per hour. Aside from that though, if you are racing over at the airport or any single super long road in the game, then you'll most likely have a fun time driving this car, because it does take a super long time for this car to reach its high top speed, so you will need a pretty long runway. And finally, drumroll please, getting into our spot number 1 for the fastest non-HSW car in GTA 5 Online, that's going to be the Bravado Banshee GTS, which is a car that cost around $1.9 million. But let me tell you, it is definitely worth that price because of all of the things that come with owning it, such as its super high top speed, which is a whopping, get this, 138 miles per hour. Which I know, that is a super high top speed, and it's also very fun to be driving around the city of Los Santos going that high top speed, if you of course have the skill to do that. I'm not sure exactly how long it would take, but I'm sure it wouldn't take too long for you to reach one side of the map to the exact opposite side of the map in this car in under like a couple minutes. But yeah, this car is pretty much all around perfect with its super fast acceleration, its amazing handling, and also of course its super high top speed, literally being the fastest car in the entire game. And get this, it's also the fastest car in the entire game, counting HSW vehicles. Which I know this list isn't going off HSW vehicles, but that's pretty crazy. Even without the HSW upgrade, this car is still the #1 fastest car in the entire game. Anyway, before I wrap things up, I did want to quickly show you a quick showcase of all of the 5 fastest cars that I just went over, which are the fastest 5 non-HSW cars in the entire game. And if you are wondering how much it costs to purchase all of these 5 vehicles, it is just around $12.5 million, including upgrades. So that is not really too expensive if you consider owning all 5 of the fastest cars in the entire game, completely max upgraded. It could be maybe just a few more $1 million expensive if you don't unlock the trade prices, so I would definitely recommend unlocking them. But yeah, that is the price if you want to own the 5 fastest cars in the entire game. Anyways, that is now going to officially be the end of today's video. You now know the top 5 fastest non-HSW cars in GTA 5 Online in 2025. I did want to make this list because I did get a lot of comments on my last top 5 fastest HSW cars in GTA 5 Online in 2025, saying that they wanted me to make another top 5 fastest cars list, but with non-HSW cars. So finally, here is that video for you. That being said, if you went on to enjoy the video and you still haven't already, please do me a favor by going down below and dropping a like on the video before you click off. And of course, if you aren't, make sure you also hit that subscribe button. And with all that being said, until next time, I will see you all in my very next GTA 5 Online video. Peace.